Hello students. Today we start with these factors required to become a smart city. What factors which is actually required to make a smart city, right? So before that, we see that what are we learning earlier, right? There are some introduction of the smart city, concept of the smart city. What are the uh, right? What are the objectives or the goal of the smart cities, right? So today we learned about the factors which is required to become a smart city. Factors we should consider first is that it should provide the holistic urban environment embedded with the fundamental values along with the options to grow and the prosper. Right. Second is it should provide an opportunity to the new generations to participate in the city's management because the new generation uh, it can relate with the new situations of the new problems which is around ourselves, right? So new generations are very important because their ideas is are the too creatives and too different from the old ones or the regularly we approach the repeated solutions, right? So it can so much easier when we actually accept our new generations as because its creativities are much worse good than this the old. That is not meaning that the old ideas are not but there are some changes which is actually needed in our uh, new generations or the new cities, right? New generations are very important to participate in the city's management because they bring some new ideas, right, in our approach. Next is it should provide satisfactory lifestyle to the people, right? And it has to be a living city with a reciprocatory systems which is supported by citizens and the technologies for its governance, management, and its functioning. And it should be technology, sounds, and efficient a city, right? So it should have a smart grids in infrastructures and transportations and the energy. Okay. Sixth one is it should offer a quality of water supply, it's the sanitation, it's electrical supply, cost-effective healthcare, quality education, communication networks, clean environment, solid waste management, better public transport, safety, etc. So these are some main or key important points and key facilities which is definitely will have in the smart cities, which is electrical supply for sure, right? Because electrical supply, which you also means to use in that connect with this solar energy, right? So if we create the solar energy, but for that we have enough electrical supply, right? Sanitation, quality of water supply is very important for a smart city, right? And other ones is cost effective healthcare because India has a very huge number of slum areas and it has many you know lower income groups are present, right? So because of there are they have no low incomes and not have enough money to go in the hi-fi hospitals, private hospitals. So it has to be a cost-effective healthcare, so we can provide an good and healthy care, right? Like treatment, like cancers and different. Okay, so there has to be a cost-effective healthcare which is useful for lower income group in our city, right? So quality education is also helpful because quality education means to learn people, to learn the students as a digital words like laptop, using the laptop, right? Projectors, presentations, right? So it has to be a quality education, communication network like 4G network, 5G network. It has to be a clean environment, and clean environment is uh, then right. Clean environment is supposedly to make with the grow more trees, right? So with the help to grow more and more trees, right? So after that we can achieve a clean environment. So because the clean environment we have necessary, then we have to monthly or yearly grows some trees, right? So the air is purify automatically, right? Solid waste management, the management of the waste, right? Where it can be lifted, where it can be put down in the right beach tank and recycling, right? Rehabilitation and right. So that all type of management which is necessary, and the better public transport like BRTS is a much metro stations, right? So these all are the public transport which needs in the smart cities, safety, etc. Right? So institutional, what are the type of infrastructural system, right? So institutional infrastructure, which is including governance, physical infrastructure, and the social infrastructure, and the economic infrastructure constitute the four pillars on which a city rests. So the centers of the attentions for each of this pillar is the citizen, right? So in the other words, a smart city works towards ensuring the best of cost for is the entire people, regardless of social status and its age and its income levels and genders, etc. So first one is institutional infrastructure. So institutional infrastructure refers to the activity that relate to the planning and the management systems in the city. So new technology has been provided a new dimension to the systems which make it efficient, accountable, and the transparent, right? So it basically includes participatory systems of governance, e-governance, inclusive governance, the sense of safety and the security and the opportunity of the creativity. Next is the physical infrastructure. So physical infrastructure refers to its stock of cost efficient and intelligent, right? Intelligent physical infrastructure such as the urban mobility system, the housing stock, the energy system, the water supply system, sewerage system, sanitation facilities, solid waste management system, drainage system, etc. So these all are integrated through the use of technology, right? Next one is a social infrastructure. So this can relate to those components that works towards the developing the human and the social capitals, such as the educational, healthcare, entertainment, etc. So it also includes entertainment and the sports, the open spaces and the park. So this together determines the quality of life for citizens in the city. So it is also necessary that city promotes inclusiveness and the city has the structures which proactively bring disadvantageous sections, for example, SCs, HTs, socially and financially backwards, minorities, disabled, and women into the mainstream of the development, right? So economic infrastructure includes for a city to attract investments and to create appropriate economic infrastructures for the employment opportunities. So it has to first identify its core competence and the comparative advantages and analysis its potential for generating economic activities. So once that is done, the gaps in required economic infrastructure can be determined. This would generally compromise the following. In industrial parks and export processing zone, which is IT or BT parks, trade centers, service centers, skill development centers, financial centers and services, logistic hubs, warehousing, and the freight terminals, mentoring and counseling services. Right? So smart city projects not only contribute towards the employment government, but also drive overall economic growth and enable the improvement of the quality of life of the citizens. Now, the conceptualizations of a smart city varies from country to country and even from the city to city in a particular country. So, however, remains constant is the understanding that the management of various infrastructures and the services of a smart city will be seamless and effective. So the core infrastructures elements in a smart city would include adequate water supply, assured electrical supply, sanitation, including solid waste management, efficient urban mobility and the public transport, affordable housing, especially for the poor, robust IT connectivity and the digitalization, good governance, especially e-governance and citizen participation, sustainable environment, safety and security of citizens, particularly women, children, and elderly, health and education. So as far as smart solutions are concerned, an illustrative list is given below. So this is not, however, an exhaustive list, and the cities are free to add for more applications, right? So India has embarked on a journey of building a 100 plus smart cities that aims to have nearly 40% of India's population and will contribute to 75% of India's GDP growth by 2030. So these smart cities will be driven by smart solutions powered by state of the art of the technology. So some of the smart solutions include like e-governance and citizens services, which includes citizen engagement, which also gives public information and its grievance for the management. Now, electronic service delivery, surveillance, monitoring, and the crime control. Next is the smart waste management. So it includes waste recycling, reduction and reuse, the conversions to energy, fuel, and the compost. Next is the smart water management, which includes the monitoring water sources and the water distribution system for optimizing water resource usage, ensuring water quality, and minimizing leakages. Next is the smart energy management, which includes smart metering, smart grids and the management of power, smart and efficient channelizing of renewable energy, energy efficiency and green buildings, right? Next point is the smart urban mobility. These all are uh, some of the points and some of the topics are already we studied, right? But if they have the question about what are the smart infrastructure solutions, so you have to include all those points, which next is the smart urban mobility, right? So it includes intelligent and integrated traffic management systems, smart parking, intelligent and integrated multimodal transportation systems, smart, right? Next point is a smart healthcare. So smart patients health management and healthcare services. It includes data based on public health, intercessions and infectious disease surveillance, care research and scheduling, remote patients monitoring and telemedicine, right? Next topic is smart trade and economy facilitation centers. So digital business licensing and permits digital land use, and it also includes building registrations and the permits. Next one is the smart skill development centers, which helps to personalize education and online training programs and e-career portal. Right, so these are all are the smart infrastructure solutions. Right, so we end our lecture here.